Tzu Chi's Teachers Association was established 24 years ago, hoping to improve the quality of education in Taiwan. Besides addressing current events, its members have also published supplementary materials that promote character education and impart lessons on life's beauty. Here's more about their association.
吸收干净，桌上没有任何东西，好不好？
Once she enters a classroom, Tzu cannot help but start nagging at her students, for she has high expectation of them as parents would on their children.
Originally, a student once said having me as a teacher would be troublesome because I teach Jing's aphorisms and want my students to actualize them in life. But once the student went to a higher grade, he told his siblings that it would be better for me to be their teacher because I would teach them good moral values.
At first, students may think Tzu to be a very strict teacher, but in time they all learn to appreciate the meaning behind her demands.
Squeeze it into a ball. Quickly, see who can make the smallest ball. It's very easy to crunch it, right?
This is not a handicraft class, but a class on saying no to drugs. The crushed aluminum foil symbolizes a brain damaged by drug abuse. Even when it is laid off flat again, the damage is already done.
This is what a healthy brain looks like. But once a person takes drugs, the brain becomes uneven, just like a crunched foil. Do you think this uneven surface is repairable? No, it isn't.
Tzu thoughtfully prepared props that can help his students understand today's lesson easily. Such thoughtfulness comes from her devotion to education. The 61-year-old teacher is a member of Tzu Chi Teachers Association, and also the first batch of educators to pass the association's certification in 2000. In class, she incorporates current events into the curriculum, especially focusing on the problem of increasing drug abuse in schools.
We often think that if we don't use drugs, then we won't have a problem. However, that is wrong. Drugs can be found anywhere and everywhere.
According to the Ministry of Education, in 2012, the number of underage drug addicts was 2,432 people. Though the figure decreased by 2014, it was still 1,700 people.
Once in an elementary school somewhere in Geelong, a group of students was found absent from class, was found screaming and acting weird on the track field. Apparently, one of the children's parents were drug users, so he brought some to show off at school. As the children were curious, they each took some.
This case demonstrates that drugs are indeed infiltrating into Taiwan schools, which makes anti-drug education ever more important. To complement Taiwan's education and address current social problems, members of Tzu Chi Teachers Association, who are also responsible for textbook editing, have published a series of supplementary materials. The first of these books, published in 1999, targeted character education. In 2009, books were published to address drug abuse and food scandals. In 2015, a book was published to promote food safety.
We have put together a book that addresses food safety. We teach children where these beverages come from, and that originally they had no fragrance. They only smell good because of additives.
I believe that these teachers from Tzu Chi's Teachers Association have brought innovations to teaching. They use a more lively and interactive way to pass on the knowledge in class.
The history of the association can be traced back to a conversation with a taxi driver in October of 1990.
The driver said he was beaten constantly by his teachers since young and that they were horrible. I said, they were teachers of the past. He said, no, teachers of today haven't changed a bit. They invested in stocks and gambled.
An elementary school teacher then, Chen Meiyi, who is also a Tzu Chi volunteer, decided to gather all teachers in the charity together to form the Teachers Association.
If it wasn't for what the taxi driver had said, perhaps we would not have such an urge to assemble all the teachers together.
On July 23, 1992, the Tzu Chi Teachers Association was formally established, with over 1,000 teachers attending the inauguration ceremony. For the next 24 years, the association invested its efforts in providing better education.
我们就是为了现在的社会教育有问题，所以我们在一起，希望大家奉献我们的精神与力量。
As time changes, social problems continue to impact the young in many ways. The Tzu Chi Teachers Association will continue to adjust its curriculum to address these issues to protect these young minds.